What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a monthly manifestation for the sign of Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, you guys are third during the zodiac lineup for group 3. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay. So this is going to be for July. I would double down, but energy is kind of, at a standstill in a way for me. It does kind of drain me a little bit when I do double months. So I'm just trying to play catch up with everybody for the month of July, and then we'll roll into August separately, hopefully in enough time before September rolls in. Okay. So with that being said, this is for the month of July. This is obviously time that has already passed. Okay. So new moon energy was on the 5th, which promoted change within the month of July, which is the 7th month, okay, of the year. The 13th was the first quarter moon, and then the 21st was the full moon, a moment for cleansing and detox. Uh, in July, like I said, finding the strength to finally change, okay, quit a bad habit or mindset, taking accountability for things. Moon Day was on the 20th, followed by the full buck moon, which potentially caused some spiritual growth for some, and maybe some maturity, or in the sense of believing that you can make a change or acknowledging a change that's needed. Detox or cleansing the body, increasing water intake, eating foods associated with your chakras, spiritual baths. This continued on from June because there was a kind of like a repeat of full moon based off the dates alone of needing to find some kind of way to recenter, from June also having a full moon on the 21st as the same in July. So that time frame being used to recenter ourselves, focus on what it is that we really want. You know how at the beginning of the year we always talk about New Year's resolutions and what we're going to do, and we'll start them, at a good pace, and then eventually it dies off. Okay. Maybe because of work, maybe because of personal matters, family, things like that, kind of taking us away from what it is that we actually want to work on. And then we have to like revisit it and kind of get ourselves back in the swing of things. So between the 6 month reevaluating, what is it that you've possibly avoided doing or have kind of been neglecting in a way, and then in the 7th month having the strength to get back at it. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this energy for the month of July, looking at those moon phases that I just stated. Okay, so shuffling for Aquarius in July, we're going to focus on the new moon, first quarter moon, and full moon energy during July. Okay, for some of you, you may be behind schedule. That was something that kind of stood out also in the month of June. Okay, and it's okay if you've fallen behind in a project or handling something. There's still time to get it done. Okay, if you are using this method to keep yourself organized, it is okay. I deal with the same thing from time to time because I have so many multiple projects going on, but I just focus on what I can when I can. And if I don't have the energy to do it, then I just take the time to myself to recenter and recalibrate. Last couple of days, I needed a lot of rest, mentally, just feeling mentally drained. And so that also kind of plays a part in me being behind schedule. Okay, so one from the top, which is new moon energy, one from the bottom, which is first quarter moon energy, and then one energetically from the middle, My eye is like down here towards the end of the deck, and I'm like ready to pull two. And Spirit said switch to the one on top of that one, so I'm going to take it. That is for the full moon energy. Okay, so let's see where your energy was lying in July. Okay, new moon energy on the 5th. Okay, your mindset towards your goal or intentions for the month of July. The end of a tough cycle approaches, Capricorn energy. Okay, this card also came out for Pisces. Okay, I think it was in a different placement though. I think it was in the full moon energy. And so this is full moon in Capricorn. You can look that up in your own time to see when that actually falls throughout the year and how that may affect your sign or what traits are within it. Okay, but during the new moon energy on the 5th of July, you possibly felt like or had some tough times ending, such as maybe a hectic schedule of some sort that was really keeping you from getting some personal things done. Okay, could be on the work front. And so that obviously takes precedent over anything else. Okay, so let's move on to the first quarter moon energy as far as if you made any progress, which we kind of already kind of answered the question in a way. Obviously, if it's pertaining to personal goals, you weren't really able to, but you know, maybe a few small things here and there. Okay, so let's see what progress or if any progress had been made during the 13th of July for you, Aquarius, and it says adjustments are required. Okay, adjustments are required. Okay, so with that being said, as I literally just said at the beginning of your reading, is that 9 times out of 10 maybe you've fallen behind schedule on getting some things done, and now it's time to adjust and see how you can fit things in. Okay, and that was around the 13th. Okay, of July. All right, you may even feel like that now. Okay, so whatever it was that you were tasking yourself to complete personally in the month of July, or maybe the last 3 months, you finally will be able to kind of wiggle some time in for it. Okay, maybe by the end of August. Okay, or by the end of July. All right, like I said, it just all depends on your time. All right, let's get into the full moon energy. Okay, of if the intention or goal has been completed. Okay, for you, Aquarius, you're very close to achieving your goal. Okay, you are very close to achieving your goal. Full moon energy, the 21st of July. Okay, so like I said, the potential that you did get something done, like I said, it may have been a small task or something major that you were able to get done, but it was more so in regards to work than personal. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into the clarifying energy. Okay, we're going to use the Rider's Waite, and we split and, you know, get some additional messages as we get ready to prepare the deck to clarify this moon energy. We have the Hanged Man and then the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, looking at things from another point of view, as far as maybe something that you've been kind of tending to in a way, because when I look at the 7 of Pentacles, it's a man waiting for things to be harvested. Okay, so it's, I always kind of look at the Rider's Waite in a way of how the suit and how all the different cards, as far as numerically, they go down. Okay, the 8 of Pentacles talks about work. Okay, or working on something hard, you know, hardly, I don't know why I want to say hardly focused, but you could have been hardly focusing on what it is that you really want, okay? And focusing on what's needed to be worked upon, okay? So, Seven of Pentacles being here is literally talking about waiting for things to harvest, okay? So, you've already put the work in, but now you're waiting on a return, okay? And so, maybe you're looking at how you could have done things differently with something, and if you would have done it differently, would it be ready now? Okay. Um, you never want to rush quality. Okay. Some things take time and shouldn't be rushed through. Okay. I know that's very vague, but I feel like that is generally for everything. You shouldn't try to rush through anything, because sometimes that could be your least productive work in a way, because you're not looking at it in its entirety. Okay, if that makes sense. Seven of Pentacles is still here with the Queen of Wands. All right. So you've got Seven of Pentacles looking towards this way, and the Queen of Wands kind of actually looking your way. Okay. So maybe someone has said something about where things are, or why something is in a standstill, based off of your work. Okay. If this is business wise, as far as, professional, if it's personal but still an endeavor, okay, it may be you partnering with someone in a way, and you are doing the heavy lifting, okay. And someone's kind of being a little bit more of a leader of the project. I don't know if that's how you want it to be, but hopefully it doesn't cause too many issues, but it feels like it might be, okay. Now, Queen of Wands still here, and then a Page of Swords. Queen of Wands basically looking away from this Page of Swords, and this Page of Swords is looking away from her. I feel as though maybe there's been some mumbling under the breath of what this Queen of Wands is saying, okay? This could be someone of, in a personal, like I said, personal connection. Also, for some of you, it could be related to work. But just kind of, a little bit of slight mumbling under the breath, okay? It's small, but whatever this person says goes, and you obviously know it, okay? But you try not to show it as much as possible. Like I said, with this Page of Swords being here, it's the smallest of them all. Whatever this Queen of Wands is saying is obviously, it makes sense, or it is right. It may come off, as far as the tone and how they say it, can be a little bit offensive, but there is some truth to it, okay? So that is the last shuffle there, and we're going to go ahead and cut the deck so we can clarify. Pulling 3 cards the same way that we did the main deck to start, and then we'll go to the bottom of the deck to see what the overall outcome is towards the end, okay? So 1 from the top, which is for new moon energy, 1 from the bottom, which is for the first quarter moon energy, and then 1 energetically from the middle, and the eye goes to this card here for full moon energy, okay? Bottom of the deck momentarily. So let's see what starts off for Aquarius when it comes to the end of a tough cycle approaches, is being paired with the Knight of Wands, okay? The end of a tough cycle approaches with the Knight of Wands, okay? So charging ahead, this Knight of Wands is, charging after these tough cycles with a wand in his hand, okay? Which means that you're tackling things as need be, or were tackling things as need be during that new moon energy around the 5th, like I said. Okay, so trying to tie things up, maybe not, with a King of Wands energy, because there's a Queen of Wands. Almost feels like you pretty much try to stay in your lane, maybe to avoid conflict, or just so that way things can get done. Okay, let's get into this first quarter moon energy. Adjustments are required is clarified by the Devil. Okay, the Devil energy with adjustments are required. Okay, so some mischievous energy, in a way, maybe what got you distracted. Okay, potentially. All right. If you work from home and you're in a relationship and both you and your person work from home, or one or the other, more so someone being concerned, or just, it's a lot of energy around this first quarter moon energy, which was on the 13th of July. Okay, so it had to be a situation of, again, just distracted, in the sense of maybe your person being around while you're trying to work, and so that might be why things didn't hold the same, if I dare say, je ne sais quoi, as you normally do, which is why your lead or your supervisor or whoever has seen a change in you, and they can tell, okay, that you're not all there. Okay, and so having to rush and get things done, like, let's say you missed an important email that stated a really important step, and you're behind schedule and getting to it. Okay, so you definitely don't want that to work comes first, playtime later. Okay, and that's where the adjustments need to be made. Okay, that may not be for all of you, that might just be for some. Again, take what resonates and pass the rest. Okay, now for others of you, that could be coming up, and it's a warning from spirit. All right, to not let it distract you. Okay, so full moon energy, you're very close to achieving your goals, is being clarified by this 3 of Wands. Okay, lots of wand energy. All right, so Knight of Wands already here, 3 here, 4. All right, equals out to 4. If we add the Queen, which, I mean, she hasn't popped back out, but if we add her, that is then 5. Okay, so the only reason why I say this is that the wands are changing throughout your spread. Okay, so for you to be at 3 and you're close to achieving your goals, is whatever it is you are trying to journey towards. Okay, you have kind of made a name for yourself in a way, and so you know what it is that you want. Okay, maybe these past 3 months you've been trying to focus on what it is that you really want this go round. Okay, so if it's pertaining to a relationship, with that 4 of Wands being mentioned, if I add this Knight of Wands that came out earlier, you want some stability, you are looking for a relationship, and you believe that you found it. Okay, but make sure you are looking at all the things that are the most important about a relationship, which is, in my personal opinion, and again, I'm 41. Okay, so this is just my personal opinion. You don't have to like it, you don't even have to listen to it, but or even consider it. Okay, but there are certain things within a relationship, such as respecting each other's space when it's needed. If you're talking about moving in with each other, that is something that you might have to put your foot down about if you're working a hybrid schedule or full on teleworking. that work is work and you can't be distracted, okay? Now it's something else if you get everything done and then you're able to go and do stuff, okay? That's something totally different, okay? But at a time that, because work supplies you with a roof over your head, food, clothes, all of that, okay? So even though, yes, it's easy for someone to say you can go and get another job, how long is it going to take for you to find that other job, okay? These are practical things or just logical, that most of us don't take the time to think about until it's too late, okay? Not putting that on you to say that that's going to happen, but just saying set some ground rules, all right? It's for your safety and your person, okay? And it's something that shouldn't be taken lightly, all right? So let's see what's at the bottom of the deck for you guys as the overall outcome of this energy. King of Pentacles, all right? Beautiful energy, all right? Because of what I just said, I'm not going to say fully what I just said, but, you know, throughout this spread so far, okay? You taking the time to realize what is needed and what you want, okay? Which is definitely to be stable, excuse me, financially and of value, okay? And so you know what it is that you are on task to do with this 3 of Wands being here and that 7 of Pentacles being there, okay? Maybe you've gathered a lot of skill or knowledge in something, and it's now time for it to be presented and for you to, you know, either take that knowledge somewhere or present it in a way that gets you into this King of Pentacles, okay? So let's get into the next part of your reading, which is, what is the message of support to achieve or manifest your goal, Aquarius? What is the message of support to achieve or manifest your goal? This is about July for Aquarius. If anything pops out, I will take it. Otherwise, we will cut the deck and pull your messages from the bottom, okay? Messages of support for Aquarius regarding July. All right, we're going to stop there. Cutting in 3. I heard 2, but then 1. Don't know if those numbers are significant to you guys, but Love Charm is here, okay? Love Charm, which says attract a lover, soulmate, or life partner, okay? We just talked about that during that 13th first quarter moon, okay? And possibly, you know, feeling like that it could be something more there, okay? Didn't really tap onto that 5 of Wands energy. That more so is conflict. Maybe you have some internal conflict about where you're headed. I don't know if it's with this person or more so on a personal front. It may be one or the other, okay? Definitely sit, pray about it, or write out what it is, so that way you can kind of get yourself back organized again, okay? One message, and that's just Love Charm, okay? Find yourself or feel that you are someone of value with this King of Pentacles being here, okay? Again, finding or attracting the right person, okay? Make sure you think of everything. And I know sometimes we shouldn't like think in a sense of towards the future, but sometimes it's certain things, okay, that we should consider, All right. Like if someone has a bad habit that you just can't see past, then if you can't see past it, you obviously can't see yourself dealing with it in the future. Okay. And that's just, I feel like dating 101. Okay. I talk about this with the relationship pie, which I have not done a separate reading for. Well, not reading, but just a video about it, to kind of explain it. But it's kind of been in and out of the Heart's Desire readings and the All My Love readings. Okay. But what really is important to you in a relationship is what you should think about the most, Aquarius. And like I said, you're not going to get everything on your list that you want out of your person. And the first thing to start with is, do you meet that criteria on that list? Okay, you yourself. If you wouldn't date you, then you can't expect anyone else to. Okay, that's just my motto. All right. And in that instance, if you see that you have to like remove some of those things off of the list and be a little bit more lenient, then do so. Okay, but make sure it's in a positive light. Okay. But like I said, if it's something that you cannot seem to deal with and you can't see past it, then you have to wonder if it's like a deciding factor, if you will, okay, of whether or not if you can be in a relationship with someone. All right, so let's get into the energy of your present self, Aquarius. The energy of the present self for Aquarius. And this is where you are presently. It's not really attached to the month. It's all about you right now in your thoughts, okay? Consciously. And we're going to go to the bottom of the deck. And we have home, earth, okay? Home, earth. Number 15, okay? There goes that number 5 yet again, and following your intuition, okay? We kind of have this woman standing here with kind of earth on her head. There's fruits, almost like a cornucopia, if you will, but also land to tree, and just feeling intently at home and one with earth, okay? 5 and 1 equal out to 6, okay? Reevaluating some things to kind of progress forward. I automatically think of the 6 of Swords in a way, for some reason, as far as moving and progression. But let's see if we can get into the book for your additional messages. Okay. So this is earth energy. You could be either dealing with an earth sign or have earth in your chart. You don't have to. It's just an honorable mention. That includes Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, which Capricorn energy has came out twice, actually, during the new moon and in the devil energy, which is Capricorn energy. Okay. It says here, take time to ground yourself. The earth is our home and we are a part of nature, not apart from it. Do all you can to take positive custodianship of the world around you. Pay attention to your body and your home. Turn your eyes towards home. Avoid disconnection with devices and extreme busyness, okay? There is an awareness of a wise mother or father of earth energy that is profoundly comforting. Someone cooking you a nourishing meal when you are down, doing the gardening, spending time outdoors, building your own shelter, all give you a big dose of earth energy, okay? So it's time for some form of grounding, okay? Alchemy was up underneath this, so that means, ground yourself in a sense so that way you can create, is what stands out to me. Before I read that last passage, I was thinking of you guys going home and maybe getting some advice from your mother or parent. Um, and maybe they always, start off really good and give you some good advice. Maybe actually do cook you something. Maybe if you're living on your own, they give you some leftovers or something. So that way you can have a piece of home with you when you're away. But then they always kind of dabble their nose too much in your business, okay? And so it's time to create some form of a boundary, or you should just expect that every time when you ask your mother or your father something, okay? I don't know how to stop that for you, but I can make a suggestion in the sense of maybe just avoid talking about your personal business that you don't want them to really help you with or really know anything about, okay? Kind of save that to yourself. But I also got this energy of, if your parents are together or in a relationship or something, maybe one of the happiest relationships they've been in a while, you kind of, that is your advice without asking it in a way, in the sense of what does a real love relationship look like? And maybe your parents can be the epitome of that in the sense of how your father respects your mother, or how your mother is very loving and caring. It just all depends, okay? But I do feel that energy when I was reading that, okay? So hopefully that helps you, Aquarius. Let's see what is the potential energy for your higher self, Aquarius, okay? What is the potential energy for the higher self of Aquarius? 3 shuffles here before we cut the deck, and we'll go directly to the bottom. For your messages, this is to wrap up your reading now. Okay, so your higher self is now at the law of Dharma. Okay, the law of Dharma. Transform your pain into your purpose. Okay, transform your pain into your purpose. This woman is standing in an ocean. There's lightning behind her. Okay, there is a lion here, so I almost get this sense of maybe some Leo energy, but not in the sense of someone around you. Maybe you have Leo in your birth chart, okay? If you are familiar with your birth chart, check it out. See where Leo lies at and see if that's in a placement that's important to you, okay? But tap into that bravery, that courageousness of you, things that have transpired, whether or not it be currently or in your past, is to strengthen you. Hopefully you learn from that pain, okay? And hopefully progress forward in a better way, so that way you can avoid, repeating the past, okay? So let's see what the messages are for Dharma, the law of Dharma, which is on page 59. Okay. Says here, turn your pain into your purpose. There's a message and a gift within you that the world is ready for. You are the only person in the entire cosmos with your gifts. This card is stating your higher self is ready to give your spiritual blessings to the world. You may have known what this purpose is for quite some time, but may have not believed yourself worthy of such a grand plan. The universe is conspiring for your greatness. You have to get out of your way and commit by putting in both feet, okay? So talking about temperance, okay? Maybe you've been playing around with the idea a bit, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, okay? It's time to put both feet in, okay? Invest your time and energy into doing your inner trauma work, transforming your suffering into service. Also, open up your calendar or diary and mark off everything that does not make your heart sing. It is time to only say yes to the things you love, okay? Your divine purpose is your destiny. The entire cosmos has aligned for you to take on a physical form to fulfill this calling, okay? Now, I want to say that it may not be something truly traumatic in the sense of let's say, a relationship, or maybe inner child work, or child trauma. Not for all of you, okay? If you are dealing with that, I would suggest checking out the Tap Into Your Soul readings that you can find on my channel in the playlist, okay? There's plenty there. I've just about worked through the entire deck with that particular reading, and so that should be helpful to you, just the activity alone in itself, okay? But I feel like for some of you, it could be just your experience with another service, potentially, in the sense of maybe sending an idea to a merchant or a company about how they could fix something within that service. Or maybe you see a way to change a service around and create a whole new business portfolio for it and turn it into a different type of service, okay? Maybe a conglomerate of it. There's so many things that you could do with this idea, okay? So if you have not done it yet, you will. All right, it's just about believing in yourself to be able to do it, and thus this King of Pentacles. All right, so with that being said, that is all that I have for you guys, Aquarius. Hopefully this is helpful to you, just in the nick of time, if you will. But I will catch you guys in the next one, and peace.